I am Yvette Lewis, and I did start out as an organizing fellow, but since the campaign has been over, I have been determined to stay engaged and to stay involved and to touch as many people as I could to get you to stay engaged and involved as well. Because I think what happened is we were so caught up and so emotional about this wonderful event, we sort of sat back and crossed our legs and enjoyed the moment. Mm-hmm. And while we were crossing our legs and enjoying the moment, the other side was mobilizing. And now we're a little bit behind the 8 ball and we're kind of flat-footed. So I think that we have an obligation to get back in campaign mode. We're going to have to stay that way as long as this man is in office. That's just a fact. Accept it. That's the way it is. We have to be back in campaign mode. We have to have the energy, and we have to man up and get ready to help this president. Now, what happens is when you have a fabulous speaker like Barack Obama, it's easy to say, oh, just let him do it. I can't do it as well as Barack. Yes, you can. You're going to have to find the energy and a way to do it as well as the president does. Otherwise, he'll be a one-term president. He cannot do it alone. My concern is our message is wonderful. Our message is late. I know what the Republican talking points are at 6 o'clock in the morning because Morning Joe has them out. 9 o'clock, they're on Drudge. 12 o'clock, we respond. That's too late. We can't do that anymore. You know, how easy would it have been for us if we were mobilized and ready when they attacked our president about an innocent speech that he wanted to give to school children because his teacher guide said, help the president. All they had to do was call us. We could have changed the word to help the country. End of story. It's not a 4-day story anymore. So it's always something so simple that can change the dynamic and the discourse and the dialogue. But we have to be the eyes and the ears for the president on the ground to catch these things when they happen, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, change this. How simple would it be to change the word from public option to public choice? Apparently people don't understand that option and choice are synonymous, so we make them understand it. How simple is that to do? Once you see that the pool has been poisoned with one word, let's just change the word. It's that simple. So with that in mind, what we're planning to do this Wednesday at my house, a group of us will be getting together, and you will be getting a notice about this because we'll be calling on you to help us with this. We're going to start a grassroots rapid response team. And we're having people from Congressman Van Hollen's office, Senator Mikulski Cardin. I've been working with Lisa Bianco in Congressman Hoyer's office. Jason Waski of OFA, David Sloan. We're going to have a group of people come together, and we're going to brainstorm and come up with assignments for you. So that when a Joe Wilson stands up and he calls our president a liar, we go to Facebook, we put his face, we put his phone number, we put his website, call him. That's rapid response. That's what the other side is doing. It doesn't matter how good your message is if nobody gets it. And 4 days to respond to the attacks is too long. I know we operate in a cycle where we think, oh, nobody can be that gullible to believe that, yes, they can. Death panels, I rest my case. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So we have to be the eyes and the ears for our president so that if something like that happens, good ideas come from everywhere. We get the email started, we get the chat started, and we get our message out so that we are not always reacting. I am so tired of reacting. Yeah. I'm ready for us to be proactive now, and that is our responsibility. We cannot leave it to the White House. We cannot leave it to the president. We have to do that. He taught us how to be organizers. He taught us how to get out there and do it because we did it. We walked up and we talked to anybody on the street about this man when we were trying to get them to vote for him. We can do the same thing to get his message out. It's our responsibility, not his. So you'll be hearing about that. The other thing that David and I are working on is a traveling road show. And it will be, we want it to be a nonpartisan road show where we have these kinds of meetings in different places. We started it in Prince George's County back in June. David and I hosted together a healthcare meeting. We had 135 people to show up on a Saturday afternoon, the first Saturday in weeks that it didn't rain, when they could have been doing anything. But because we got so much energy and excitement going about the meeting, and we centered it around service. We collected food. We had someone to come and talk about being a person who had been cured of sickle cell anemia. So we signed up people for the bone marrow transplant registry. We did blood pressure screening. We had the gym to come and give away free memberships. We had the Secretary of Health come and speak to the group. And the Prince George's County Director of Health also spoke to the group. But within that context, we did talk about the importance of health care and health care reform. But we did it in such a way that was nonpartisan and non-threatening, but we still got our message out. Those are the kinds of things that we're looking at doing because, once again, The president cannot do it alone. He taught us that during the campaign. The good feelings are still there, but it's time to put the good feelings into action. We owe it to ourselves for all those Saturdays we stood out there and knocked on doors, and all those nights we got a cramp in our arm holding the phone like this. So we owe it to ourselves to see this through. Feel good, but continue to work. Thank you.